So, Charlie, we've got Batash going to Goodwood next week. He's won the King George Stakes for the last 2 years. What sort of shape's he in going into this year?
Yeah, I'm really pleased with him, James. He seems to have come out of Ascot in great shape, and he's been training nicely, looking well in himself, and yeah, I couldn't be more pleased.
Reflections on Ascot. No shame in getting beaten by Blue Point, who's a brilliant racehorse. But what did you make of it?
Yeah, I've watched the race back a few times, and I just think nothing quite went right for us through the race. We were obviously drawn this side, and the horse next to us unfortunately slipped and missed the break. It just took us out of the race, and then we've had to make a mid-race move really, and eventually the stamina just found him out.
But there's not an uphill finish at Goodwood. He loves that track. He seems to. He's been brilliant the last two runnings of that race.
Yeah, he has. He seems to really enjoy it. He's a nice, nimble horse and probably handles that track better than some of the others. And he get a nice, he gets a nice early position and just picks up midway, and he can just. The track seems to really suit him. So hopefully we can do it again. But nothing's easy.
Nothing's easy, but with all what we said, no Blue Point around, he must have a massive chance. He's odds-on favourite.
He is odds-on favourite. There's a few good 3-year-olds coming through at the moment, I think. There's some good horses in the race, but he should have a good chance.
And Phoenix of Spain is another big horse for you, going for the Sussex Stakes. Irish 2,000 guineas winner, didn't run so well at Royal Ascot, but wasn't disgraced. What was your view of Royal Ascot?
He obviously ran a massive race in Ireland, and it was quite a short sort of turnaround, 3 weeks I think. And it probably took more out of him than what we thought. Although his weights were good, the same. I just feel he probably bounced a little bit, and he was pretty busy as well between those 3 weeks. Between the two races, just for people coming in and out, and not really getting much rest time. So we've had a good chance to freshen him up, and he seems well. He trained good at the weekend. We managed to get him on the grass, which was important, and we've got a couple more pieces of work now, back on the all-weather, and that should just put us right for next Wednesday.
And how will the Sussex Stakes Goodwood? How will he like that?
Well, we don't know. That's obviously a question mark, but he seems a pretty nimble horse. He's a good size, but he's got a good, powerful action, just big strides. So just let him be where he's happy in the race. Yeah,
as you say, it might be a bit early to talk tactics, but he's got a big stride. We think he'll stay a bit further. 2 Don Hots in opposition, whose stamina might come under the spotlight. Have you got any idea of how you might ride yours?
Not yet. We'll have a good chance to speak to Jamie, and we don't really know what's going to be in the race just yet. How many runners, and it might end up being a small field. So I think it's a little bit too early to start sort of planning what we're going to do tactic-wise.
Yep. Vanbrugh is in the Stewards Cup race, won with Magical Memory. How might he go in that?
Looking forward to dropping him back to 6 furlongs. He just hasn't been quite seeing out the 7. So I think I sort of feel he's a stakes horse. So it seems logical off the mark he's on to go for the Stewards Cup. And
you've also got Kidem in there. You've got to have discussions with Sheikh Hamdan whether you run or not. But he ran with credit on Saturday at Newbury.
He ran a great race. I think we can now put a line through his Royal Ascot race. He just ran very flat, and at least he's now back to his best form. So look, there's a few options for him, not many, but he is in the Stewards Cup. There's a race in France that we could look at, Group 3 there, over 6 furlongs, and then hopefully that'll be a stepping stone to better things.
And he's got a profile that could go well in a big handicap in terms of there's upside to him. We've not seen the best of Kidem yet.
I think he's a very nice horse for the future. He'll make a lovely 4-year-old. And he's only just starting to take things in and be more professional about his work. The first time we left the hood off him altogether at Newbury, and it seemed to work well. So I think he's over that little issue, and I think the more racing he has, the better he'll become.
the other big handicap is the Golden Mile, which I believe Afak is going to run in, and he's been the star, won the Hunt Cup and then ran a blinder in the John Smith's Cup as well.
He did, yeah, and he probably just didn't quite see the extended mile and a quarter out, but he had a bad draw. He was drawn, drawn 24, which is never easy. But saying that, he broke well and got in a good early position, and Dane gave him a great ride. But he's run well at Goodwood before, so it makes sense to bring him back to the Golden Mile.
And do we still feel off his mark he can be competitive, go close?
It's going to be tough. It will be tough, and if he had that weight in a Hunt Cup, he wouldn't have won. So, but hopefully he can improve, from his first and second run, and hopefully we'll have a bit of a squeak.
Tell me about some of the 2-year-olds. Baturi is in the Vintage Stakes.
Baturi's in he's all being well going to run the Vintage. He's also in the listed race at Ascot at Winkfield on Saturday. But we'll have a chance to see both races and make a decision late in a couple of days.
He's a nice colt.
He is. He worked lovely Saturday, really nicely. So wherever he runs, he'll run a big race.
Yeah. Royal Commando's another promising colt. What can you tell me about him?
Yeah, I love this horse. He's very professional, does everything right, and I think we'll run him in the Richmond. It seems a logical race to run, up in class, but I think he's a horse who mentally can take it.
I was going to say he won a minor event at Doncaster, but it looked a decent enough contest.
It did, yeah. It looked good. And all the horses seemed to travel very well into the race, which is nice. And we'll see how that form works out. But the horse, I think, can keep improving. And
Fleeting Prince was a recent winner for you at Windsor. He could also have an entry in there.
I think we will. We'll enter him in that race as well. Have a look at it. He's in a sales race later on in the season, so I think that's really where our concentration's on at the moment. Whether we run him in a Group 2, or maybe we could find another novice race and run him with a penalty.
And what about Flipper the Stripper? Where's she going?
I've just got to speak to Chris Wright later on today and discuss. But she's in the Princess Margaret at Ascot, and there's also a 5 furlong fillies conditioned race at Goodwood, which we could also have a look at.
And she won well at Sandown, and then Ascot, she wasn't beaten.
She ran good. She ran really good. She probably drawn a little bit wrong and got shuffled a bit too far back, but she travelled nicely into it, picked up good. Form looks like it's working out very well. Some of the best 2-year-old form there is. So I think we'll obviously try and get her find a stakes race for her at some stage.
What's her best trip?
I think she gets 6, but she obviously won a listed race over 5. So at the moment, that tells you that 5's her best trip.
So I think I know the answer to this question. What's the best chance Charlotte Hill's having a winner at Glorious Goodwood next week?
Bartholomew DS.
Oh, okay. Go on then, give us a line on him.
So he ran a great race in the Northumberland Plate, finishing 4th, and I don't think he quite stayed. So bring him back to mile 6 for that handicap there.
And he has gone well at Goodwood before, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. He should have won.
Behind Massa as well on his day.
He was, yeah. That's absolutely good knowledge.
Good luck, Charlie.
All right, thanks.